Hey, Emily, could you come live with us for a while?
Are you okay? Did something happen?
I just found Jenny's wedding invitation, and she said it for my graduation day. When I got upset, Mom and Dad told me that they would make my graduation celebration after Jenny returns from her honeymoon. I got upset and told them that everyone else has a big party the day of their graduation, and they were denying me of that. They got mad at me and said we could celebrate later, but Jenny's wedding was a big deal.
Oh my god! That is so wrong! Wait, I thought that Jenny was getting married in July. You're graduating in May? What happened?
I think something came up with her fiance when he said they had to change the date. She said they wanted to move it forward. I reminded her not to pick May 17th because that's when I graduate. She said she would talk to her fiance about the new date. I don't know when the invitation arrived, but she picked the one day I asked her not to pick.
That is so like her. Ever since she was seriously ill as a baby, Mom and Dad have been far too lenient with her. That girl has ruined nearly every special moment for everyone else. But Mom and Dad refuse to do anything. Of course you can come live here. I'll let Alex know. Sorry, but tonight you'll have to sleep on the couch. Tomorrow, we'll go get a bed for the guest room.
I'm sorry to do this to you. Since you guys moved into the house, I just can't take it anymore.
I understand. It's fine. Sorry that we don't have something better for you tonight. Actually, if you want, we could just put out the sleeping bags like we did when we were kids.
Thanks, sis. I'm okay with the couch, but if you guys want to turn it into a slumber party, I'm okay with that.
Well, it will make Oliver and Bethany incredibly happy. So I don't think it will be a problem. Besides, we still haven't finished putting our bedroom together. This is just another reason to put it off until tomorrow.
I'm glad something good came of this then.
I wouldn't say having an excuse to procrastinate is good.
Thanks, I'm feeling a bit better.
Good. After what you've been put through, you should feel that some of the people in your family love you. I've texted Alex and he's on his way here. Pack a bag for a few nights if you need to stay here longer. We'll help you pack more stuff.
Thank you, Yvette. I'm feeling so upset that I can't focus on my homework.
When you get here, I'll help you. Alex is about 5 minutes away, so you had better go get your stuff.
What do I tell Mom and Dad?
Don't worry about them. Slip out the back for now. When you're in the car, I'll call them and let them know.
You're a lifesaver.
Not at all. This is a big deal. So you should be getting your big day. Of course, that doesn't mean you should be slacking off.
I know. See you soon.
Stay safe and don't worry about anything. I'll take care of it. Hi, Mom. I'm not sure why you aren't picking up the phone, but I need to talk to you.
If you're calling about Jenny's wedding, I'll tell you what I told your other siblings. You've already told Jenny that you would attend, so we expect you to be there.
I'm actually calling to let you know that we're taking Bonnie in for a while. She's really upset because she's been working towards this for years. And you know that wasn't easy for her. She has ADHD. So the fact that she's managed to obtain A's and B's for 4 years is really impressive.
Like your father, and I don't know that. We know. I don't need you telling me about raising my child. After all, dealing with her has been my burden for years. We aren't asking her to skip graduation. She's welcome to go on her own. We do expect everyone to go to the wedding. After all, you only get married once, so it is a big deal.
I'm not talking about the wedding with you. I'm talking about Bonnie. She's gonna live with us for as long as she feels as necessary.
Clearly, you don't understand her condition. She needs to be here to be able to stay focused.
Well, Jenny made it impossible for her to focus because her dreams of having some kind of graduation celebration has been ruined less than 2 months before the event. You guys have disrupted her plans. So we're going to help her since your home doesn't feel very supportive now.
That's ridiculous. She's just lashing out because she's so spoiled. She had an emotional meltdown, shouting at me and saying that we don't love her. I had to hold your father back because he started to get angry at her.
Thank you for proving my point. Your home no longer feels safe.
How dare you accuse us of being horrible parents? We won't let her stay with you.
She's already in the car with Alex. If you want to fight us on this, feel free. Besides, stop and think about it for a few minutes. If you don't have to worry about Bonnie, you can focus on raising Melanie. Also, you'll have more time to help Jenny with her wedding.
Well, that is true. Mulaney was upset at Bonnie's outburst. I suppose that you can keep Bonnie for now, but don't think you've won anything.
I'm not trying to win anything. My focus is on helping Bonnie right now.
She's just acting out. It's not that big of a deal.
Either way, you don't need to worry about her. Take care, Mom. I love you.
Remember that I love all my children equally. So don't go trying to act superior.
I'm not, Mom. Really. I'm just trying to support Bonnie.
Whatever. I need to help Mulaney with her homework. Bonnie left an emotional mess in her wake.
That's fine. Melanie definitely needs your attention. I'll handle Bonnie. Take care. Hi, Jenny. I've been trying to call you, but you don't seem to be responding, so I'm texting.
Of course I'm not answering. I'm busy. Unlike you, I don't want some small, rinky-dink wedding. I want something grand and exciting. And that means dedicating all my time to it, since I've had to push it up a couple of months.
I understand. And that's why I'm texting.
Oh, are you finally going to step up and help? Because it's too late now. You should have offered a lot earlier. I mean, I can probably find some small things for you to do. Nothing important, since I know you don't care as much as you should.
Actually, I wasn't contacting you about helping.
Of course not. You're so selfish and entitled. The thought of helping your family just never occurs to you.
Funny you should bring that up. I'm actually taking care of Bonnie.
How shocking. You always play favorites with her. Enjoy her horrible attitude and terrible temper.
Actually, she's been great while she's here. Oliver and Bethany love having her around.
Good for them. Mom told me how upset Melanie was at Bonnie's last outburst. It's only a matter of time before she causes you a lot of trouble too.
We'll see. Anyway, Alex and I won't make it to your wedding, so you can remove the meals we chose.
What? No, you can't cancel on me. It's my wedding.
We're going to Bonnie's graduation. No one else is going to be there. But she knows how big a deal it was when all of us graduated.
Well, of course. Graduation was new and exciting for the first 5 kids. Now it's an old hat. Besides, it's just a ceremony. It's really not that big a deal. We'll be going to Melanie's graduation in 2 years anyway.
Ah, it's just a ceremony, huh? Actually, I love that. Since your wedding is just a ceremony, and we've already had 3 in the family already, I don't see why you need me there.
What? I've never been married. You have to be there to support me.
Well, you didn't come to my wedding, remember? You went on a trip to Europe with friends.
Well, duh, of course I did. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I wasn't going to turn it down just because you were getting married.
So you shouldn't be upset that I'm going to Bonnie's graduation. I mean, she told you not to pick that date because it was her graduation. But you didn't listen. You took that day away from her by scheduling your wedding. Since I plan to go to her graduation first, I'm going to keep my promise to her.
You already told me you were coming to my wedding. So you're okay with breaking your promise to me?
I didn't realize that you scheduled it on her graduation day. When Bonnie pointed it out, I realized that I had double booked. Since her event was planned first, I'm not going to disappoint her.
What about me? You should care about my special day.
The rest of the family is going to attend your wedding. I'm going to support Bonnie, especially since you specifically picked the day she asked you to avoid.
Ugh, Emmy. I can't believe you're being so stubborn about this. I had to pick another day for my wedding because of the conflict with her graduation. It's not like I did it on purpose to cause trouble. Everyone was already planning on coming, and I was just trying to save them from having to change their plans last minute.
Jenny, you're not seeing the bigger picture here. We had originally planned for a July wedding, and you were well aware of her graduation date. You intentionally chose a date that forced people to choose between attending her important milestone or your wedding. It was a manipulative move to ensure that people were less likely to realize the conflict between the two events.
How can you say that? You know how important this day is to me. I never wanted to cause any conflict between the events. I just wanted everyone to be able to celebrate both occasions.
Jenny, I understand that your wedding is a significant event, but you need to consider the impact it has on others. By scheduling it on the same day as her graduation, you're putting people in a tough position. It's not fair to force them to choose or scramble to rearrange their plans.
Well, I don't care what you say, Emmy. I'm going to tell Mom and Dad about what you're doing. They'll see through your manipulations and make you see reason.
Go ahead, Jenny. Tell Mom and Dad. I stand by my decision. I've weighed the options and made a choice that I believe is best for everyone involved. Their input won't change my mind.
Emily Elizabeth Hudson, how dare you change your plans just to ruin Jenny's wedding? How could you do that?
Very easily. I had already planned to go to Bonnie's graduation, so I didn't really change my plans. I just realized that Jenny created a conflict with that. Since everyone else is going to the wedding, I want to be there for Bonnie.
Are you trying to get back at Jenny for not coming to your wedding? That's in the past. You need to let it go.
If I'm honest, I'm glad that Jenny wasn't at my wedding. Have you noticed that she hasn't attended most of our graduations? And she always misses the weddings of your other children?
You can't be serious. She has a life, and it doesn't revolve around the rest of her family. I mean, she has 6 siblings. She can't drop everything for you guys.
The plans were made well in advance of her plans. So it wasn't like we were messing up her plans. The reason she didn't come was because Jenny knew that she would have had a hard time stealing the limelight. Unfortunately, Jenny found a way of hijacking Bonnie's graduation.
How dare you? That is not true at all. Jenny had to change the date because of her fiancé.
Yeah, but she literally had so many other days she could have chosen.
It wasn't like she chose Bonnie's graduation date on purpose.
Bonnie was there when Jenny got the call and reminded Jenny not to use that specific date.
Well, of course Jenny was thinking of her relatives. A wedding is more important than graduation. People already planned to come at that time, so Jenny was just making their lives easier.
Sure, Mom. Tell yourself whatever you have to so you don't feel like you're failing Bonnie.
I knew it. You've been waiting to throw that in my face.
Honestly, do you miss having Bonnie around the house?
Of course not. She's just a burden.
Okay then. I don't know why you care if I like having her around. So far, she's been a huge help. The kids love her. And she's a great cook.
Of course. It's because I'm such a great mother.
I'm pretty sure it's because she's been helping Melanie. And you guys don't make dinners very much anymore.
Why do you listen to her? She's going to paint a much prettier picture of herself.
Actually, that was what Melanie told me.
That's a lie. Melanie has been thriving without Bonnie here.
That's not what Melanie said. She's even asked if she can live with us too.
Why are you turning my baby against me?
I'm pretty sure that Jenny is your baby. You've been pretty indifferent to Bonnie and Melanie.
How dare you?
And since you and Jenny are being so difficult, I think that I'm also going to pull Oliver and Bethany out of the wedding. Their outfits aren't even ready yet anyway. So that's one less thing for me to worry about. Especially since we plan to get a room ready for Melanie, just in case.
Don't you dare. Your kids are the flower girl and ring bearer. They have to be at the wedding.
Jenny has plenty of time to find someone else. I know that Uncle Harold's kids were disappointed that they didn't get to be in the wedding. I'll bet they'll be ecstatic to be asked to take on those roles.
No! You have to do it! You said that your kids would, so you can't pull out now.
I'll let Uncle Harold know. Oh, and I'll inform Jenny. For now, I'm putting you guys on silent because I just don't have the bandwidth for Jenny's tantrums or you and Dad's bullying.
You will regret this. Your father and I will never accept this.
Mom, where are my children?
How am I supposed to know that? They're your children.
I saw your car on the Ring camera, so I know that either you or Dad have been in the neighborhood. So I will ask you again. Where are my children?
I don't know. I'm at the wedding venue doing the final touch-ups. Not that Jenny needs it. She's stunning. But I want to ensure that everything goes off without a hitch.
Okay, I'm calling the police while I check out the footage from the back of the house.
Don't you think that's overkill?
My children are missing. No, I don't think it's overkill.
Fine. Your father picked them up. We aren't going to let you ruin Jenny's wedding.
Their clothes were never finished. They have nothing to wear.
Of course. You would be so vicious. Still looking for ways to sabotage the wedding.
I gave you at least one good alternative, and I told you that my kids weren't attending. So there was no reason to pay for the outfits they weren't going to need. They've outgrown them in just a few months.
That's okay. I'm sure I can run out and get something for them. We still have a couple of hours.
Oh no, you don't need to do that. I've contacted the police.
You what?
Dad kidnapped them. So of course there will be repercussions. And clearly you were in on it. So don't be surprised when Alex and I press charges on both of you.
Oh, please. You'll have them back in a few hours. Stop being so melodramatic. Today is about Cora, and we are just protecting her.
No. What you guys did was literally a crime.
Well, your kids are so cute. Harold's kids aren't. It just makes sense that Jenny wanted your kids instead of his.
Dad just took them away at nap time. How well do you think a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old will behave without a nap? If you think Bonnie gets upset, just wait until you hear Bethany when she gets overstimulated.
Bonnie is a completely separate problem that I am glad we don't have to deal with anymore. But I'm a good mother. I'll be able to handle 2 beautiful children.
Not when the police arrest you.
You wouldn't do that. I know you're just bluffing.
Just be ready because they're already on their way.
I don't believe you.
That's fine. We'll have our children back soon. And then you'll never see them again.
Oh, come on, Emmy. Drama queen. That's a bit harsh. But fine. You know what I want. Just send me those pictures of my beautiful grandbabies. And maybe I'll calm down a bit.
Oh, don't worry, Parita. I won't bother calling you to bail you out, even if you beg. And guess what? It seems like none of our siblings are interested in bailing you out either.
What are you talking about, Emmy?
Well, I thought I should share with everyone a little screenshot I took. You know, the one that shows what you and Dad did and what you said to me. Turns out, I'm not the only one who's done putting up with you, Dad, and Jenny's antics.
Wait a minute. Why are there sirens getting closer? You didn't. Emmy, you have to fix this. Tell them it's all a mistake. You can't do this to your parents and your own sister. You're ruining her wedding.
Harita, this is the consequence of your actions. Maybe it's time you face the music and take responsibility. The authorities are just doing their job. I can't fix this for you. It's time for everyone to see the truth. It's time for things to change.
I know you were trying to ruin my wedding. Having Mom and Dad arrested. You're the worst.
You really need to figure out which of your siblings is the worst. Because you throw that around so much, we aren't even sure you know who's who now.
You're horrible. I hate you.
Mom and Dad kidnapped my children from my house. They're getting what they deserve.
I told them to. I don't want Uncle Harold's ugly little trolls ruining my wedding pictures. I want everyone in my pictures to be stunning like me.
Oh, why am I not surprised that this brilliant plan was your idea, Jenny? Thank you so much for putting it in writing. I'll cherish this moment forever.
What's that supposed to mean, Emmy? You can't just throw empty threats at me. I won't let anyone take my flower girl and ring bearer away. I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe. I might even lock them away until it's time to start my wedding.
Don't you dare, Jenny. You do realize how serious this is, right? If you even think about hiding my children, I won't hold back. I'll do whatever it takes to protect them.
Too late, Emmy. They're mine until I'm done with them. You can't stop me.
Okay, fine. Don't say you weren't warned, Jenny. You're playing with fire. And you're about to see how serious I am about this. When I got my children back an hour later, they were cranky, scared, and hungry. My husband and I gave them a treat and put them to bed. We have scheduled therapy for them since they're now worried and being locked away. Especially when some of my family comes over. We're working on letting them know that most of our family is safe. Mom, Dad, and Jenny ended up in jail for quite a while. Jenny's mugshot wasn't quite the replacement for the picture she hoped to have that day. But they're probably more memorable. She ended up getting a few extra days for assaulting some of the police, who arrested her. When her fiancé saw her reaction and learned that she tried to hide my children, he broke things off with her. He's contacted me to apologize, but I don't blame him. Jenny was always good at hiding who she was when she wanted something from them. I hope that he finds a better partner. He's still young, so I'm sure he'll do much better after taking some time to process everything. Fortunately, he didn't lose that much money since my parents got rid of some of their assets to ensure their favorite child got the wedding she wanted. Well, they definitely made her big day memorable. The rest of my family ended up going to Bonnie's graduation. And the next day, we threw her a really big party at my house. Alex and I also took in Melanie. Apparently, Mom was the one creating tension between her and Bonnie because they had gotten close after Mom started working. After Jenny moved out, Mom tried to create a similar bond with Melanie, and that meant breaking what she had with Bonnie. It didn't take that long before it was obvious that they got along quite well. They just needed a more supportive environment. Now we've all gone. No contact with my parents, even though they threatened to cut us out of their will, since we all know that they overspent on the wedding and that Jenny was getting most of what was left anyway. It wasn't the threat that they thought it was. Of course, They couldn't contact me or anyone in my family because of the protective order we put in place while they were still in jail. I don't know what's happening with them now, and I really don't care. When their golden child gets out, I hope they're able to rely on her because no one else will help them. And Bonnie? She's going to college on a full scholarship. We know that she'll do great. And we'll be here to support her for all of her major life events.